Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here this Thursday, which is also the sixth day of the sixth month. We're always glad to have you with us. Glad to see a little bit of a break in the action. Storms did roll through last night, a little ahead of schedule, and did some damage. We'll talk about that and go to a McGoffin County home that saw, so far as for what I understand, the brunt of the latest round of storms that hit McGoffin County. It's a part of life, but no one enjoys it, and certainly we're always glad to be able to report when there are no injuries associated with weather like what we saw last night or worse. Weather like what we will see possibly for days, round after round, day after day of showers. Now we're starting to add a little fuel to the tune of some tropical moisture to the mix. Rainfall totals still looking to be quite significant or considerable, to the tune of another 2 to 3 inches over the entire event, which will last on and off through Tuesday of next week before I really see any type of a dry out spell. Fortunately, I guess there is a phrase, better late than never, that gets us all through life, and that's largely summed up mine to a large degree. Last night I left a bit early. Of course, taped the show early to get to Andrew's summer basketball games. I missed one, but it got there for two. Tonight I'm running a little bit more behind the schedule because I started earlier, so I'm still going to get to tonight's broadcast, but still the program taped right around 4:30, as you can see, I guess. As we look at the downtown area. Keep that in mind when you take a look at your forecast in just a few moments, but while current observations might not be all that accurate and won't be, the outlook, of course, will have a pretty good timeline as to what we can expect to see. We'll also talk about an update on Miss McGoffin and the Miss Kentucky pageant. Things still going very well for this young lady. And we've got another brief GPS car related story for you just to pass along, kind of a PSA/news story that we'll get to in just a few moments as well. A lot of other news that we're still working on, and I'll hold on in lieu of trying to get to Andrew's games tonight. The last night, I think, we're traveling to Mullins or Pike Central this week. I just hope it's closer. I want to see the basketball games. I just want them to be closer. I want this to be a reality in front of me. The FCC reportedly has decided to give phone companies the authority to block what is at least those very obvious robo calls before they come into our phones. Goodness gracious, I hope this works. It is just simply amazing, and I know I'm not the only one. Everyone is getting inundated with student loan and car warranty and other phone calls day in and day out. Business, personal, cell phones. Nothing is left out. The new rules, which have been announced, were approved. The net rules announced last month, they were approved today by the Commission. They will essentially give safe harbor to phone companies to block the calls just as long as they've got some reasonable information to believe that they are obviously robocalls, showing one is happening, and they can opt out if they choose, from what I understand. To date, many phone companies provide call blocking services, but they have been opt-in for the most part. So customers who do not take action, well, still get those robocalls, and that's, well, let's just be honest, most customers. The rule also gives carriers the ability to offer their customers white lists, which is a limited list of numbers that are permitted to go through, such as a person's list of contacts on their phone. Just because the FCC has also approved this today doesn't mean that all the calls are going to stop. I think we all understand that. However, the industry's solution, authentication technology called Stir/Shaken, that verifies that calls come from the real caller ID instead of a spoofed or faked caller ID, isn't set to go into widespread effect until next year. So we're hoping that it's going to continue to at least get better. And I can live with that if it's just going to get better. Indeed, it's a problem. I don't have these on the calendar, but I've mentioned them a couple of times. Preaching in the Park is going to be held coming up in just a few days, 7 o'clock nightly, starting on June the 21st. I will get that on the community calendar and remind you, several preachers preaching for several nights in a row. Also, I don't have it on the calendar, but please remember our friend Wes Brown, Rex Talladega, who has an opportunity to go continue on a path in regards to a talent search type of situation in Orlando. It's a costly trip. He's trying to raise funds, and in lieu of that, the Big Lick Church and a lot of other businesses and entities are trying to help him as well. But they're putting together the Talladega 5K, a walk-run event on the trail, the Dawkins Trail, Saturday the 15th at 1 o'clock. If you can be a part of that, call if you would like to be a part of it. 496-6514. It's just $10 for adults, $5 for kids. Even if you're not going to walk, and call him, make a small donation. Greatly appreciated. I hope this is a really good opportunity for this very talented and very, very nice young man. With that said, I'll be right back. Our first headline is next. Did you know that with the IGA Personal Rewards Card, real people are getting really big discounts on gas? Just sign up at IGA, and from then on, for every $50 you spend on groceries, you get anywhere from 5 to 25 cents off on each gallon of gas you buy at VIP Fuels on the Parkway. This customer saved $1.75 a gallon, and some have paid only 10 cents a gallon for 15 gallons of gas. And it's quick because your points stack up. And most weeks, IGA has double, triple, or even 5 times the points. And they'll give you another 10 cents off every time you share your receipt on the IGA Facebook page showing you've saved 50 cents or more. It's almost like free gas at your Sayersville IGA. At Sayersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sayersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sayersville National. Founded in 1974 on the idea that we all deserve and need the very best in medical services and patient-oriented care, but at reasonable prices we can afford, Big Sandy Healthcare and Hope Family Medical Center have also put together a team of professionals and providers, all at one location, all with you and your family in mind. With pharmacy, dental, lab and x-ray, pediatrics, adult medicine, behavioral health, and more. Come see us, for anything, at Hope Family Medical Center in Sayersville. The seasonal shop is simply wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling, filled with new arrivals and more coming every day. Natural Life is in the store. It's a fun, uplifting brand of t-shirts, headbands, air fresheners, mugs, and more. And they've always got the latest and greatest designs from Simply Southern, including their new line of drinkware for hot or cold. And the women's spring and summer collections are simply amazing and ready to get you ready for the beautiful weather, head to toe. And come in and check out their rewards program. Free local delivery. They'll ship it to you. They're now accepting PayPal, and they've always got baby and wedding registry at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville. 349-8785. For the Russells, Chris and Stacy, and their daughter and son-to-be, I guess I'm allowed to say, they woke up last night on 1081 to the sound of their ceiling crashing in when a large tree was toppled by the winds of last night's storm, seriously damaging their home, but fortunately no injuries were sustained by anyone in the household.
Well, we was in the bed asleep, and next thing you know, something come crashing down, and I woke up and I asked my wife what that was. And she said, the roof's in the floor. And we got up from there and started looking around trying to figure out what had happened.
What had happened began to be more obvious after daylight, including the side of another tree that had also fallen during the storm, that one on the garage, also causing some, not as serious, but still some damage, obviously. And they also noticed to the backyard a third tree that had fortunately fell in the other direction and not on their home. For all of which, the Russells consider themselves very thankful and fortunate.
Yeah, we are definitely blessed in order to not be injured or anything like that. I'm just thankful that we're all right. I ain't worried about anything else.
The storms came into town last night shortly after 10 o'clock. They brought with them, if you were out and saw, heavy rain, a lot of lightning, and obviously some strong winds. There have been several reports of downed trees during the overnight and throughout the day today as well, some on power lines and some causing some other damage. This, however, being the most damage that's been reported to us here at the newsroom. And this last image related to this report shows you just how serious the damage was. Hard to tell from the outside, not so much from the inside and the kitchen. You can see the extensive damage done to the roof of the home, the insulation, which has fallen down everywhere, and what will certainly be thousands of dollars in damages. But again, no injuries. Now here's to hoping we won't see anything that strong tonight. Your forecast, of course, does have still a very active pattern that rolls right on through your weekend and into the first of next week, and we're adding a little tropical moisture to that as well. We'll give you an outlook in just a few moments. Next, it's a GPS story before we get an update on Miss McGoffin at Miss Kentucky. I've run these stories, and I'll remind you of a few in just a few seconds. Sometimes they're not major news stories, but I do them in an effort just because some are newsworthy, but also to remind us all that indeed going blindly by GPS can get you in trouble, sometimes injured. Fortunately for the young lady involved in an incident this morning or last night in McGoffin County, she walked and ultimately drove away. In this particular case, it was during the overnight, or actually very early this morning, that a young woman at the age of 18 was traveling back to Harlan when she came upon this portion of 114, and her GPS told her to make a right at this particular red light, to which she, as most of us do when we are unsure of where we are, or even when we are sure, we just follow the GPS, sometimes blindly and hopefully. And that's what happened to her in this case. So she took the right as was instructed. She took the left here as was instructed. And then you can see where this is going. She continued down the 2-lane road in front of the dollar store in the McGoffin County High School. And then she came to the end of the blacktop. However, when she did, it was too late, and all she could do was try to hit the brakes. Her car went through the grassy area and over the embankment, and 911 was soon thereafter called. She was out of the vehicle upon arrival of law enforcement and EMS, and she refused medical treatment. I actually think as well they were able to pull her car out, and after a reasonably short time, she was able to go on her way unscathed. However, this just serves, as I said, as a reminder. You know, the last time I had a report of this nature, it was a woman who was trying to get to the left-hand fork of Lick Creek, and her GPS had taken her to the head of Wilma A, and she got stuck. Just days ago, in front of my house in Dixie, there was a large 18-wheeler which was following a GPS route, and he got to where he could just about not get turned around in Dixie, and that happens still to this day, about once a week or at least a couple of times a month when large transport vehicles turn up onto Dixie Avenue thinking they're going to get to another destination when they can't. A quick community calendar, but first, a big birthday. First, we've got birthday wishes, again, as we most always do, to start off tonight's community calendar. And this is a big 5th birthday wish to Trenton Jenkins, with a lot of love from Mom and Dad and a whole big long list of family and friends who want to wish this now 5-year-old the very best. Happy birthday to Trenton Jenkins. Happy birthday to you. Don't forget, McGoffin County's summer feeding program starts this coming Monday. 3 buses delivering to College Heights, Allen Drive, Ramey Park, Johnson Mobile Home Park, Falcon Trailer Park, the Bloomington Subdivision, the Royalton Trailhead, the Half Mountain Park Shelter, South McGoffin Community Center. They'll also be serving from 11 till 12, Monday through Friday at the Lakefront Church, and from 11:30 to 1 at the Sagersville Grade School, which is where they're preparing the meals. If you have any questions, call 349-6117. And another reminder, the Ramey Park pool is open. $3 for kids or adults. You can rent the pool for parties in the evenings or on Sundays. Call 349-5102. Remember, that is a summer-only or seasonal number. It's not published anywhere, so that's why we try to remind you about it as much as we can. The McGoffin County High School graduating class of 84 is having their 35th reunion coming up on the 15th. Jody Adams Marshall is your contact to send in your $50 fee for the couples and $35 for individuals. You can call Jody at 367-7307 or mail the fees into the address on your screen. Hey kids, you're invited to come and join them for a superhero vacation Bible school June the 22nd. Now this was being hosted by the Sagersville Church of Christ. This is pretty much a morning and afternoon event from 9 till 4 at the Sagersville Church of Christ on Parkway Drive. It's a superhero vacation Bible school. If you've got an announcement, like these that you need heard, I've got a place that you can get them heard, and that is right here on our nightly community calendar. Phone, fax, email, Facebook, drop it off any way you can get it to us. We'll tell everyone about it. As we go on to funeral service arrangements for this Thursday, a reminder of services to be held for Cameron Bryce Sparks, infant son of Nathaniel Sparks and Tia Huff, who passed away on the 3rd. Visitation is tonight and up until services, which start in the morning at 11 from the Eternal Life of God Church at Trace. Norma Reisner, 52, of Back Branch, passed away on the 2nd, the daughter of Judy Cole Ferris and the late Doris Ferris, preceded in death by her husband Jackie Lewis Reisner. Besides her mother, she survived by her daughter Renee Howard and stepson Travis Reisner. Visitation continues tonight. Services start tomorrow at 1 from the Right Hand Middle Fork United Baptist Church. And lastly, 62-year-old Hallie King of Sagersville passed away on the 4th. She was married to Jesse King, who survives, and she's also survived by her son Adam and daughters Jesse King and Stephen, Mabel Pratt, and Sheila Neville. Visitation is tonight, all day tomorrow, and Saturday's services begin at 11 at the Church of God's Grace. The McGoffin County Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Check out this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent and get this coupon for a buy 1 foot-long or 1 chicken sandwich deal where you can get the second one for only $1. That's right, get the coupon and get a foot-long or a chicken sandwich and get a second one for just $1. And here's a little hint, you can get the coupon at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. It's a no-brainer, and it's buy 1, get 1 for $1 on our famous foot-long with chili or chicken sandwich.
Appalachian Wireless wants to know if you're tired of settling for a phone you didn't really want because it was more about the cost of the device rather than the phone you really wanted. Well, Appalachian Wireless has the solution, and it's called the Appalachian Advantage. With Advantage, every phone model is back on the table because you only have to pay the taxes on the device you really want. Many of our hottest smartphones are less than $50 up front, then a few extra dollars on your monthly bill. With Appalachian Advantage. Payment agreement is required. See store for complete details.
Of course, you can always get guaranteed great deals this time of year on mowers and weed eaters and blowers, but right now at Parkway Gun & Pawn, they've also got an incredible selection of hand and power tools, guitars, and musical instruments just in, new and used, long and handguns, and ammunition and more, with no pawn limits and cash today on anything you want to sell or pawn. Parkway Gun & Pawn. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by. For huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. Just like that, we've jumped into the spring allergy season with all the buds and blooms, tree and grass pollen, mold, and all the nasal congestion, sneezing, itchy nose and eyes and throat that they cause. Don't get caught off guard. Protect yourself daily with a quick trip to Parkway Pharmacy for over-the-counter and prescription relief. And you can always log into parkwaypharmacy.com to have your prescriptions ready when you get there at Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville. Well, yesterday was certainly a big day for Miss McGoffin County, Kason Bree Estep, in addition to having a birthday, of course, at the Miss Kentucky pageant. Also, the day before, we learned, as I told you here on the show, that she had been named a top 5 finalist for the Heather French Henry Quality of Life Award, a very distinguished honor for which the winners were announced via this video.
The first runner-up receiving a $500 scholarship is Kason Estep.
And that first runner-up award also brings with it a $500 scholarship, one of the many other scholarships that are given out during the Miss Kentucky Scholarship Pageant. Now keep in mind the Heather French Henry Award, as per Jency Bailey, the local pageant director, doesn't have any bearing on the pageant itself, but it is certainly an honor. And a small part of what Miss Kason has been a part of the last 24 hours. Last night, she performed her talent, a screenshot of which you have here. I am told it went very well. And tonight, Kaysen goes on to the evening gown competition and her social impact statement as well. And all of this at the same time celebrating her 18th birthday on yesterday. A big congratulations and best of luck from everyone to Kaysen Bree Estep. And a reminder, you can watch the pageants online at pageantslive.com. I know there's a fee. I think you can kind of pay as you go nightly or purchase maybe for a discount the entire event that gets you through Saturday. But a lot of folks doing that, and a lot of folks from Augusta County at the Miss Kentucky pageant, a lot of those helping keep us kind of informed. We wish to thank them for that. Here's your Licking Valley RECC forecast for this evening. I'm out the door and off to Mullins or Pike Central. I'm not even certain as to which to yet. But we still got rounds after rounds of showers and possible storms day after day through really Tuesday of next week. Largely, lots of the precipitation, showers, and storms staying to the southern part of Kentucky. There was a big cluster moving in Owensboro and traveling in an easterly fashion, and we will see those, I do believe, continue to march right on. Showers and thunderstorms really up until about the shower and thunderstorm chances continuing. They should start to decrease after around 8 or 9 o'clock or so, and we should bottom out right around 65 again tonight. New precipitation amounts tonight up to 1/4 of an inch unless you get under a thunderstorm. For your Friday, we've got 79 for the high, cloudy skies, and a 50% chance of showers and storms. That 50% just holds right on throughout Friday and Friday night. Winds will start to pick up Friday night. We'll see winds coming out of the east around 5 to 10 to 15 miles per hour, and then winds will continue to ramp up into your Saturday. We'll see 76 on your Saturday, mostly cloudy, showers and storms. Well, showers likely, storms possible, winds still coming out of the east up to 18 to 20 miles per hour on the first half of your weekend, with thunderstorm and shower chances continuing to be right around 40% by Saturday night. And for Sunday, we're still into the 70s, as much as or as close as you can be, at 79 with a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon, mostly cloudy, 64 that night, still 50%. Monday of next week, a likelihood of showers and possibly thunderstorms in the afternoon, still holding on to 79 degrees. Monday night, showers still likely. Tuesday looks to be the next day that we'll actually see some real sunshine. We're going to see little peaks of it between or here and there throughout the forecast, but not until Tuesday will we see a actual partly sunny day and only a 10% chance of showers, and I think that's pretty early. 76, though, as that next front rolls through and gives us some cooler air still. Wednesday looks to be another dry day for next week, 79 and mostly sunny, and I'm hopeful that trend will hang on for a few days. It's going to wrap it up for tonight. Please join us back here tomorrow night as we wrap up this week on Your News Today. Thanks for watching.